morning, and thank you for watching us here on Halton News, right here on your TV. It's Monday, September 14th, and I'm Jessica Kading. New cases of COVID-19 were reported in Halton over the weekend, bringing the total number of active cases in our region to 60. Of all the new cases that were reported in Burlington and Oakville, Burlington is now reporting 12. Oakville has the highest number of cases in the region at 29. Milton has 16, and Halton Hills is now reporting 3 cases. Both the Halton District School Board and the Halton Catholic District School Boards have created COVID-19 advisory websites to inform parents, students, and residents of any positive cases of COVID-19 reported in schools. Today, there are 3 positive cases noted, one at Garth Webb Secondary School in Oakville, one at Brant Hills Public School, which is an elementary school in Burlington, and one case has also been reported in the Catholic Board at St. Marguerite, the Uville Catholic Elementary. For privacy reasons, no further details have been released, but it does have a note that a positive case at a school does not mean that the individual was exposed to COVID-19 at the school. All families and staff at the affected schools will be notified by letter, and Halton Region Public Health will contact anyone who may have been exposed through close contact directly. Today may have been the first official day of school, but for students across Halton, they've had a week to prepare. Melissa Candelaria decided to profile her nieces in this special school feature. Sophia and Olivia will be on Friday, was their first turn to start their back-to-school routine.
I'm kind of nervous. I don't want this banana.
It doesn't really seem like much has changed so far. Both Sophia and Olivia Villiani taking care to make sure they look good and feel ready. But because of COVID-19, there were just some additional information they had to know before stepping foot on school grounds.
Okay guys, it's important for you guys to know where you're going to be lining up in the morning, okay? So here's the school. Portables are over here.
Before I actually went to school, I was really nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how many rules there would be, how long it would take to get in the class because of all the social distancing. And I didn't know how we would do recess because how are we going to all social distance?
Adding to the uncertainty around rules, making sure they had all the provisions ready before heading out the door added to the pressure of their first day. Provisions including their masks, which they have to change at least once a day.
One thing that's kind of different, I sometimes had this, is hand sanitizer. We have to have our own because you have to put that on a lot. My teacher said tissues, so I brought my own tissues. Then some facial wipes. These aren't really needed, but I'm going to use it so that I could wipe it to put my second mask on in the afternoon. Then I have hand lotion because of all of the hand sanitizing. Then I have 2 cloth masks for school.
Ooh, brisk morning.
Sophia and Olivia are pretty excited as they head to school, and for Sophia especially, choosing to go to school physically rather than online was something she felt was right for her.
I chose that because I feel like I like to be social, and I feel like I would have a little bit of a hard time just staying at home because I might not be able to see my friends as often. But I overall even just enjoy school in general, so usually. But I wanted to see my friends and do it in person because I want to experience it in that way instead of on a screen.
Now Dad walks them up to their drop-off location here at Guardian Angels Elementary School in Milton, feeling a bit nervous himself for his girls.
That was my biggest concern for them, that they were going into a situation where they were going to be super high-strung and the environment was going to be very stressful, and they were going to develop a lot of anxiety.
Fast forward to the end of the school day, Sophia and Olivia come home, and Olivia talks a little bit about how some of the new protocols went.
So right when we got on the school campus, we put our masks on and we had to go upstairs to find our class. And there was a green square outside the class, and there was many that were 6 feet apart to line up before your teacher comes to greet you and put hand sanitizer on you. So after we got our hand sanitizer, we sat at our desk and we put our backpacks on our chairs so that we have room under our desk to put our feet. And once we did that, we just got to know each other, got to know the rules. And then we went outside, and it was weird outside because there's a bunch of big rectangles where that's the only place we're allowed to go. So let's say your friends were in a different class, you have to stay away from the line that's in between the two rectangles so you could social distance but still talk to them.
Although the girls understand the importance of these new measures, Sophia says it's going to change things, and for her, not necessarily for the better.
Usually I'm so used to just coming up to people, giving them a hug, talking to them. It was just, I'm sad about how we can't do a lot of the same things as before, and now you kind of got to worry about it, and also you got to think more about what other people feel like, and I don't know, it's just like comparing to what it was before, and I just feel kind of upset about that.
So for the time being, Sophia and Olivia are happy to be back at school. Both had said they will see how things go by Thanksgiving and decide then whether to continue with conventional in-person learning or switch to virtual. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Melissa Candelaria.
With students back in school, it is important to remember those school zone rules when you're out on the road. When you're driving your vehicle nearing a school crossing, pay extra attention to all signs and school crossings. Remember to wait until pedestrians and crossing guards are completely off the road before proceeding. Obey the no parking and no stopping signs. Obey school zone speed limits and do not park or leave your vehicle unattended in a kiss and ride area. A 32-year-old woman was pronounced dead on the scene last night after a single vehicle rollover crash. Police say she was either ejected from the vehicle or exited herself before being hit by another vehicle. Halton police are appealing to witnesses to come forward. This fatal incident happened around 8 o'clock Sunday night on Highway 407 eastbound between Tremaine Road and Appleby Line. If you have any information, please contact the Ontario Provincial Police at 905-278-6131. The Special Investigations Unit is investigating a crash that occurred in Milton shortly after midnight in the very early hours of Sunday morning. A vehicle connected to a break-and-enter collided with two other vehicles only 3 kilometers away from the break-and-enter scene. All 3 drivers were transported to hospital. If you have any information pertaining to this case, the break-and-enter at 188 Main Street East in Milton, or the seemingly related crash at Regional Road 25 and Derry Road, please call the lead investigator at 1-877-787-8529. And on the eastbound 401 last night, a vehicle had caught fire near the Trafalgar Road exit. A Milton firefighter who attended the scene has sustained serious injuries to his upper body and shoulders after the gas tank exploded. He's being treated in hospital. The Smile Cookie campaign is officially on at Tim Hortons, and in Burlington, some of the money from the cookies you buy will go to support the Burlington Food Bank. In past years, the campaign has generated thousands of dollars to help feed the needy in our city, and this year, the call for additional assistance is greater than ever.
I'm the Executive Director of the Burlington Food Bank, and it's Smile Cookie Week. So we have our friend here, John Love. He's an advisor to our board and a longtime volunteer of the food bank. John, why do you help out with Smile Cookie Week?
I help out because Tim Hortons has been good to us for about the last 5 or 6 years by making us the recipient of all of the Smile Cookie money that's generated in Burlington. I love the Smile Cookies as well, and you've got one as well. We're going to eat these later and we'll really be smiling. And it helps so many people. The money goes to such a good cause. And as you mentioned to me yesterday, last year we had roughly 4,000 family visits to the food bank. That's from January 1st to December 31st. This year, to the end of August, we've had approaching 4,500 visits from families. So this is really helpful, and I'm so proud to be part of it again this year.
Thanks again, John, for helping out. And get out there and buy your Smile Cookie.
The Oakville Blades have started team practices once again. Nick Lee Wesley was at 16 Mile Sports Complex to chat with the team.
The Oakville Blades have returned to the ice and couldn't be happier to be training together again. Head coach Jamie Storr.
You know what, I think the neat part is that you feel like there's some kind of, just getting back and having the kids start training as a group rather than individually. Still following the guidelines and the regulations, from the local health departments, but you feel like there is some kind of normalcy, and being able to get back, and you feel like you're starting to prepare again, which is, I think it's a lot of fun for these kids. They start to feel, just even coming in, walking down rink one, you can see the seating, the ice is in, and everything from even the weather changing. All of a sudden you can feel that summer's over and fall's upon us, and kids are starting to get back to school. So it's just the timing feels right now, and it's been a lot of fun to get started.
When restrictions started to lift months ago, it was in the middle of the off-season.
A little bit slow at the start, just in coming back. Everything was shut down completely. And then when the facility started open, it was smaller groups. And it was perfect timing. In the summertime, it's individual training anyways. So usually you take small groups on, so it didn't really affect that. But it's just which rinks had ice. A lot of the rinks took the ice out because they were shut down so long that they just couldn't function. So, now everything's starting to come back, and you start to feel that there's a lot more availability, and now you're just trying to make sure you house it in the proper manner. So,
while the season hasn't started, players are taking the opportunity to train. After breaking his wrist last February, newly appointed team captain Halton McDermott is taking full advantage of the extra time.
Just to be stronger on the ice. So I really utilized this off-season to get stronger. And I was on the ice once or twice a week. Jamie was running. But yeah, just in the gym and really kind of used this time. It was a gift. And I don't think I'm ever going to get a 7-month off-season again. So I think you'll really see once the league starts going, you'll see who utilized their off-season and worked hard, which, judging by our skate on Monday, all the guys are working real hard.
While he appreciated the extra off-season, there's nothing like being back with his team.
To finally be back on the ice with the guys and see them after, I think that's one of the longest off-seasons we've ever had. Since February was the last time we saw them. So to see those guys again and get back as a group, it's been a blast. It was real re-energizing to see them.
McDermott looks forward to helping the rookies get comfortable with the team, the way he was mentored by former captain Peyton Reeves when he joined the Blades. But he faces unprecedented challenges trying to create team chemistry because of COVID restrictions.
It's going to be a little difficult this year with the team because we're split up into 3 dressing rooms for skates. So to get that chemistry at the start of the year is going to be a little difficult, so we'll try and figure out some ways around it. We've been rotating. Like yesterday I skated in the morning group in the 9 a.m. and today I'm in the 6 or the 3 o'clock group, just so I can interact with everyone. And
looking down the road, Storr is hoping conditions improve enough to play.
if the OHF comes in and allows 5-on-5 hockey to start, you'll go to your local health region. For us, it would be Halton region, and you could technically after that team up with one team and then start exhibition games. There'd be certain regulations that you kind of have to feel. Like we had all of our players and all of our staff tested.
But despite the restrictions and new protocols.
So everyone's excited to get back, and it's good to be back.
Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
Thanks for staying with us here on Halton News. We'll be right back after this short break with a brand new board game that you might want to get your hands on. Stay with us. There's a new board game for sale here in Burlington featuring some of the local places that you already know and love. Nikki Wesley reports.
Two years ago, Walmart approached Outset Media, the creators of Catopoly, Dogopoly, and Beeropoly, with an idea. Senior Vice President of Outset Media, Jean-Paul Teske.
Why don't we do a line of games celebrating communities that we're in across Canada? And this it's the perfect format for it, which I thought is so true, because we can feature, not just streets, but landmarks and parks and even businesses.
Last year, they started with 30 cities and towns across Canada, including several major cities like Toronto and Vancouver. However, the city that sold out the fastest was a bit of a surprise.
More Sarniaopolis than we did probably Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary combined. It's more of a novelty. God knows there's enough Toronto merchandise. So I think it's a novelty for a smaller and mid-sized community to have something that's custom for them.
This year, they're nearing 100 cities and towns, and Burlington made the cut.
I always felt like Burlington had such a great sense of community that they would really like an idea like this. So when I was choosing locations for this year, I thought Burlington will be fantastic.
But the big question is, what is the Burlington equivalent of the boardwalk?
We don't want to play favorites. This is just meant to be a celebration of the different communities.
Oh, okay.
So there's a little bit of a cop-out with each game. Every game at Boardwalk is downtown, in this case, Burlington. We do feature, streets, obviously, like, we've got Upper Mill Road, we've got Walker's Line, Lakeshore Road. I helped actually develop this since I'm in Toronto.
It also has landmarks like the Burlington Art Gallery, various golf courses, and high schools. And you don't get sent to jail. Instead, you get stuck in traffic that we all know and love to hate on the highway.
So we try to, have as much in there that people will know and recognize. Monopoly is the best-selling game of all time, so people know how to basically play it. But I think it's so unique to be able to do it with landmarks that you've known and grown up around all your life.
The game can be found for a limited time at Walmart's in Burlington. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
Taking a look at our local weather forecast, here's a look on BRANT Street as we head into our 5-day outlook. Cooler temperatures this week, Wednesday being the warmest of the week. Full sunshine expected tomorrow, hitting a high of 21 degrees. 25 on Wednesday comes with a mix of sun and cloud. That mix of sun and cloud will stay with us throughout the rest of our 5-day forecast. 21 degrees is our high on Thursday, and then much cooler as we head into the weekend, only reaching a high of 16 degrees on Friday, a low of 5 degrees. Saturday's high, 15. It's your last chance to golf for your business this year in the Burlington Chambers Tournament as registration closes tomorrow. You're invited to enjoy 9 holes of golf with your fellow chamber members and colleagues. Non-members who are looking to make new connections and meet Burlington business leaders are also welcome to take part. Tickets include a round of golf and a cart, one of 3 delicious meal options, and 2 drink tickets, including beer or wine. The event will take place at Hidden Lake Golf Club on Tuesday, September 22nd. For ticket pricing and to register, please visit burlingtonchamber.com. And now we'll look to how some of Halton's top companies performed on the markets today. We'll be back with some events from around Halton, including one that will help you celebrate Halloween this year. We'll be right back. I know it's still September, but I know many of you are already thinking about Halloween and how it's going to go this year. There are a lot of questions as to whether or not it will be canceled, but there are other ways to celebrate besides going door to door.
It was a tough decision for us to say, we had to decide very early on after COVID started, are we going to do a show or not? And, we talked to a lot of people and they said, we think people are going to need something to do. We think they're going to need a show. So we started work immediately trying to figure out how to turn this thing into a drive-through. As a walk-through event, we have a lot of displays in a very compact area. So you turn left, you see a display. You turn right, you walk 20 feet. There's another display on the left and the right. Doing the drive-through, we really wanted to take advantage of Country Heritage Park. Country Heritage Park is a beautiful property. It's 88 acres. So we spaced the displays out. So we tried to put, 50 to 60 meters between displays. So you really have a chance to see the display from a distance, and then you get to see it up close. And so we've really loaded up with this year with displays. There's almost 50% more displays than last year. But we're hoping that people are going to spend 45 minutes to an hour here really taking their time and, you know, stopping to appreciate the work that these amazing artists have done and bring these sculptures to life. We officially kick off September 18th at 8 o'clock. You have to buy your tickets online. You can't buy them at the door. So we want everyone to go to www.pumpkinsafterdark.com. And we have a very limited number that are allowed to go through on an hourly basis. So we don't want people to be rushed. We want them to take their time. We want them to really enjoy the displays. We're really excited. You know, last year we didn't even open on Halloween. But this year we said, you know what? Maybe it'll be a good thing. And Halloween is selling out really quickly. So I think a lot of people are anticipating or even making the decision to say, you know what, maybe we don't want our kids going door to door this year. So let's find something else fun to do, and hopefully we'll fill that need.
The Townsend Smith Hospice Foundation provides access to palliative care for residents of Milton and Halton Hills. It serves the needs of terminally ill people and their families. As a registered charity, they need your support to offer the care that they provide. They're hosting their first virtual hike for hospice later this month. The funds raised will be used to build the first hospice in North Halton. The event date is Saturday, September 26th at 10 a.m. and you're invited to hike, walk, bike, or run wherever you like. To register, please visit townsendsmith.ca. Joseph Brant Hospital's Antique and Collectible Auction will be on again this year, but this year, like everything else, it will be available online. This online auction will be held over several days starting Saturday, September 26th. Winning bidders will need to pick up their items on the special pickup day only, which is Wednesday, September 30th between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the Holiday Inn in Burlington. For more information, including a one-day in-person viewing of the lots, please visit jbhauctions.com. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning into Halton News right here on your TV. We'll be back with another live edition tomorrow night at 5:30. Until then, I invite you to connect with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at YourTVHalton. We're also online at YourTV. Feel free to send us a message at haltonnews@cogeco.com, and we hope to see you tomorrow. For Halton News, I'm Jessica Kading.